was it.
So today we're talking about those
Motorcycles.
What are those? What are you pointing
We're
at?
talking about motorcycles.
triples.
Triples? Oh yeah, look at that. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Triple.
There you go.
3 angry cylinders.
So when we say triple, we mean Kawasaki
Two-stroke.
Z1900 triple.
Oh, stop.
I'm sorry.
Kawasaki triple 2-strokes. So Kawasaki had the family of 2-stroke motorcycles.
All the way from 250s, right?
250, which S1
S1.
250, S2 350, S3, which is a 400, and then they also went to KH 400, and then H1 500 and KH 500, and then of course the big boy, the 750, H2. Now they have the new bike out, the H2, which is not a 750. I don't even know what it is, but they wanted to bring the name back because it was synonymous with going really fast.
Really fast.
Yes, as Rick would say.
And it goes really, really, really fast.
And it turns and stops.
Yeah, the
This
new
doesn't.
one.
It actually stops.
This doesn't.
This
As
doesn't.
opposed to this one.
They bolted a couple wheels to a ridiculous motor.
That's
and said,
right.
Have fun.
That's exactly what they did. So this is a 72 right here. They built them from 72 to 75. I believe this was the highest production year, so there were the most of this one out there, and this was also the fastest. So they toned them down. They changed the transfer ports and a couple other things. This bike's got the longer swing arm on it. The shorter swing arm came on this bike, but somebody swapped it out because guys were wheeling over backwards and falling off. But the best part about this bike is the nickname. What's the nickname?
The Widow.
The Widow-
Widowmaker.
The Widow.
The Widowmaker. So right then and there, if you're riding a motorcycle called the Widowmaker, you know that you're on something special.
And there's been a couple of
Especially
bikes
kooky.
that have come after this one that they tried to call Widowmakers.
No.
I don't think any of them really it held as much meaning as this one did.
Some people say the 500 was called the Widowmaker too, but I've never bought into that. It's
It's
always
this
been
one.
the 750,
Yes,
the big boy
yep.
for me. So this one's jazzed up a little bit with pipes, which everybody did, and it's got some conies on it thanks to Ducati Dentist, and she's got some Lester wheels on it, which is, period correct fun stuff, and
Where did you find
That
it?
you can't find anymore.
you can't find that stuff.
Where'd you find this
anymore.
bike?
This bike, so there was a time when I was buying and selling a lot of motorcycles, and I came across a smaller bore one. I don't remember what it was. A guy called me up and said, "Hey, I just had a bunch of Kawasaki triples in my garage like months ago, and I sold the whole collection to a guy that lives up near you in New Hampshire, right down the street from me, right down the street from where Rick lives."
Yeah.
And I said, well, see if he wants to sell that stuff. So he got in touch with that guy. Lo and behold, that guy gets in touch with me. I go there and I bought it, and it's literally 4 miles from my house,
Yep.
and probably an 1/8 mile from your house.
Yep.
And it wasn't just the bike at the time, it was the bike and a whole bunch of parts, but we're talking maybe 12 years ago now.
When you could buy this
When
stuff
you could buy them.
for kind of, I don't know, I would say fairly reasonable prices.
Fairly
So it
reasonable
was right when they
prices.
were first started
They were
going
taking-
away from boat anchors to just starting to
Right,
be
so they
collectible.
were sought after at that point, but people that had them didn't know that they were sought after, and the values weren't. That day that I bought that bike, I don't remember what I paid, but I would guess that day that bike was probably worth like $3,500. Today, it's 10 grand all day long.
And today, right now, we were just looking at the results from the Mecum auction.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it was bizarroville on that auction. And
33,000.
33 grand.
Yeah, these bikes
Yep.
are going, and like I said too, from a bike that people threw away.
They threw them away.
They threw
were
these bikes
junk.
away.
They were Kawasaki made 50 billion zillion of them,
Yeah.
and they all got wrecked. They were cheap. They blew up because they were 2-strokes. They smoked. They smelled. They made noise. So they were throwaway bikes.
I'll tell you what, when I had a salvage yard, I would keep the 750s because they did have a certain value to them. All the 500s and forget anything.
The small
Anything
ones.
else.
Small ones.
Anything
Yeah.
else, just
Throw them out.
we just junked them.
Can you see it? Can you see them all cringing?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, they're
They
cringing.
hear that?
I mean, they're
Junk.
cool. So they
I
sound
apologize.
awesome. I've ridden this bike
So
to
sorry.
bike nights back when people were riding crazy Harleys was a big thing,
Yeah,
10,
like
15
early
years ago,
2000s,
whatever it
yeah.
was that I got it. So I go to a bike night and I would pull up next to a chopper or something that the guy paid 50 grand for, and you pull up on this contraption, and people crowd around and they're, oh, it smells good, and they want to hear it. Everybody, when it comes to these bikes, everybody has a story. My neighbor got killed. My uncle's brother's sister's dog's cousin got killed. I missed a corner on one. Somebody lost a leg. Everybody's got a story about these things.
Yeah.
Now a few weeks ago, we had a video out with the Honda RC30, and one of the things that Mike had said was that when he rode that bike, he was surprised at how easy it was to ride. This isn't like that. This is totally
the opposite
different.
of
This
that.
is the polar opposite of that bike. So you get on this bike, and if you want to ride it slow, it's a two-stroke, it loads up, all that. It's big carbs and stuff on this one. If you want to go fast, the power band is that wide. It's like, you got a short shift super quick.
Hence the name Widowmaker. It kills people.
It is quick. It's 1972. I went to vocational school, so I think that's pretty old. I don't know. My math is god awful.
I wasn't alive.
So it's 50 years old.
Yeah.
It's still fast. That's what's great about it. It still rips, and it'll still scare the pants off of you.
And now they're not throwaways.
Now they're not throwaways.
They're like, go to the bank and take out loans to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So check your bonds. If you have one,
Call me.
Yeah,
Call me
us.
there.
We'll take it off your hands.
I like them. I've got a few. I've got this one that's a whole bike. I've got a handful of these 750s in pieces, and I also have the 500, the first year, the 69, which is a great bike. I actually think the 750 is a little easier to ride.
I think so.
The 500 is smaller, and it's more. The power's up higher on the 500 with a narrower power band.
Yeah.
This takes a little less clutch to get going than the 500 does.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're fun.
Yeah.
They are cool, and it like these guys were saying, the Mikes were saying, like, if you have any of those things now, they are worth a freaking bundle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
World's quickest production bike in 1972, and it stood for a long time.
And the cool factor is out of sight.
It is.
Out.
70s.
2 strokes.
2 strokes.
Thanks for watching us. We'll be back with some more cool stuff later.